Music is a part of everyday life. That playlist or song that gets played on repeat, the endless talks of Spotify Wrapped. But often, the everyday life of the people behind the music is overlooked. Music playing through endless speakers or headphones doesn't exactly take much thought, as it goes in one ear and out the other. But there is a lot more behind those tunes, dances, and music trends that casual listeners may not have looked into yet, specifically regarding the K-pop and Western industry. The depths of the music realm goes beyond the songs in a playlist or celebrities' responses in an interview. There is this popular saying used to uplift certain celebrities or groups but put others down, often used in Korean pop audiences. This group paved the way for your faves. But who really paved the way for these record-breaking songs and celebrities to thrive? Is it some third-generation group versus fourth generation? This is the way K-pop groups are categorized based on the time periods they have debuted in. What about the corrupt systems that actually got them there? The Korean pop industry has emphasized certain values of beauty standards and work ethic that the Western music industry does not, which makes the globalization of K-pop affect international audiences on a large scale. How are work environments in the K-pop industry different from the Western music industry, and what is the overall impact on the genre's stars and public perception? Female performers and bands in the K-pop industry are held to beauty standards and work ethic expectations that are harmful, unrealistic, and more amplified than those in the Western music industry. K-pop groups are formed based on what will yield the best outcome for the company, not so much the groups themselves. The ways in which K-pop groups are formed heavily relies on the members' visual aspects, such as which member will be the best for promotions or center positions based on how well they fit into certain concepts. These factors are mostly determined by current trends and public opinion. Korean culture seems to favor visuals in their marketing, especially in music. Specifically, the standards include pale skin, double eyelids, and being slim. To achieve the beauty standards of a K-pop idol, the process is often unnatural and pressures others to go through procedures. Even those who are not idols are simply being influenced by the visual standards. As seen in this TikTok, fans have constantly compared themselves to the appearances of idols. South Korea performs 24% of total cosmetic surgeries, and it is expected for idols to undergo these procedures. The article, The Contrast Between East Asian and Western Beauty Standards, explained that Western and Asian beauty standards idolize youth, but also are distinct in their emphasis on beauty. Western culture prefers curvy women and tan skin, while Asian culture idolizes slim figures and pale skin. Asian makeup trends tend to have a larger focus on skincare. All the K-pop idols posting seemingly flawless pictures on social media have had to conform with Korean beauty standards in order to stay in the industry, even those who have emphasized their desire to change the industry. Han Yoonjun, a member of South Korean girl group LE SSERAFIM, has made a point many audiences have gone back to.
I want to change the idol industry.
However, it has been questioned whether or not Yoonjun can truly change the industry if she is still following the industry's orders as an idol. Many fans have pointed out that Yoonjun's face shape has changed and speculated procedures that she may have gotten to fit Korean beauty standards. Whether drastic changes or not, the process from being a trainee to a K-pop idol insinuates strict rules including dietary procedures and physical changes to maintain a certain idol image that the company constructs. On Haejin, famously known as Hwaza, a South Korean singer-songwriter, rapper, and television persona, has been known to revert the idea of acting cute or traditionally modest, as seen in her performances, outfits, and makeup style. Hwaza has faced many criticisms and rejections due to her naturally tan skin and weight, which she spoke out against multiple times.
이 시대가 말하는 미의 기준에 내가 맞지 않다면 내가 또 다른 기준이 되어야겠다.
Along with cosmetic looks, the Korean industry emphasizes acting in a cute manner, known as aegyo, which contributes to the aesthetic of coquette styles in Korean media, especially in K-pop groups, as stated in Jin Han's dissertation. Concepts are a consistent part of K-pop groups, which include a certain aesthetic that a group is branded by. The girl crush concept is significant, which is the confident and charismatic image of female idols. But cute concepts are widely marketed by Korean and international audiences that suggest a connection to the industry's beauty standards, emphasizing soft and cute looks. Some groups that base their aesthetics around the softer, innocent styles are Twice, New Jeans, aep, IZ*ONE, eyelit, etc. eyelit debuted in 2023, formed by the JTBC 2023 survival competition show Are You Next? Their official debut song, Extended Play, Magnetic, includes lo-fi tunes and an overall soft, cute aesthetic and styling.
This time I want you, like it's magnetic, super eagerly.
A contrast group is LE SSERAFIM, with their style being more mature and branded around the idea of being fearless, with confident lyrics and sharp tunes to stray away from the impersonal themes of some K-pop songs that rarely highlight heavier topics.
What you looking at? 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 I'm fearless. Anti-fragile, anti-fragile, anti-fragile.
LE SSERAFIM's theme itself reverts the ideas of following rules or hiding behind the industry, with songs like Fearless and Anti-Fragile. However, the main point about every K-pop group's concepts is that these are merely just aesthetics. LE SSERAFIM indirectly and directly speaking out against the traditional industry is their brand, not necessarily their actions. A concept of being fearless, since even the group's name, LE SSERAFIM, is an anagram of the phrase I'm fearless, exists for a changing visual in the K-pop industry, but not a changing movement. Though the preferences and media coverage differ, both the Western and K-pop industries place significance on upholding these standards for fear of rejection or being pushed out of the industry. Although both standards are unattainable and deeply problematic, they are vastly different in their goals. Western standards emphasize rapid maturation, and Korean standards are infantilizing. K-pop being more globalized also may contribute to Asian beauty standards being so often compared with Western standards, combining the two in terms of importance and further harming self-image within both industries and audiences. The favoritism of certain celebrities in the K-pop industry can be seen frequently in group activities and the management of idols, while Western favoritism is more seen in the aftermath of awards. K-pop groups are initially constructed for popularity reasons, as trainees go through extensive training before they can debut, making it difficult for merely anyone to be an idol. This system leads to the most popular member being more promoted than the others. Marta Escudero Romero explains in her dissertation that each member takes a role within the group: leader, main vocal, main dancer, main rapper, sub-vocal, sub-rapper, and even visual. As seen in the forming of Western music groups, there is not as much emphasis on strategic placements as there are in K-pop bands. There is an added pressure on the public to choose their bias or favorite member in K-pop groups, which brings more popularity to one member rather than the whole band, as seen in the popularity of Wonyoung from K-pop group IVE, since her image was so heavily promoted from her previous group IZ*ONE. An article explaining Wonyoung's different treatment in a musical festival states, in SBSS Gayo Daejeon 2021, Wonyoung drew the most attention as she was dressed in a completely different outfit from the rest of the group. There are many instances of differing wardrobes and performances, which make the other members seem like backup dancers rather than a whole group. This incident also happened with IVE again at the 2023 Melon Music Awards. Attention focused on Jang Wonyoung's attire, with some feeling that her dress stood out too prominently, reminiscent of past styling concerns. While fans point out many company flaws, these extend to the idols themselves, which poses mental health struggles and unnecessary hate. hate. Lalisa Manobal from Blackpink also has been mistreated multiple times within her company, YG Entertainment. In an article from South China Morning Post, Jillian Carpo expresses, "In the past, Lisa's fans have called out YG for allegedly not protecting her against racism, death threats, and even a scam worth 1 billion won, roughly $833,000 US. Lisa has been subject to hate from international audiences since she is from Thailand and the rest of the members are from South Korea, which exposes the racist notions of some of these audiences that are projected onto the idols. As well as YG Entertainment not protecting Lisa from these bias factors, they also limited the events she was able to attend. The company restricted her from the Bulgari Spring/Summer Show in 2022, in which she is a global ambassador. While some audiences argue against company mistreatment, others allow it to happen without proper consequence, since they have especially poor perceptions of members who may not be Korean but are in a K-pop group, feeding into the group biases. The negative perceptions of other members in K-pop groups may lead to unfair decisions on part of the company, such as wardrobe choices, fan interactions, and access to events. In one of Blackpink's fan meetups, all the members were giving out ice cream to fans, but Blackpink member Jisoo barely had anyone that came up to her for the ice cream, which shows prevalent favoritism in Korean audiences. Jisoo also has the least lines overall in Blackpink's songs, with her total percentage of lines being around 19.4%. The Western music industry differs in its favoritism as not being as prevalent in the core process of music careers as the K-pop industry, but instead in awards and events as the byproducts of celebrities' fame rather than their initial popularity. One of the most popular award shows, the Grammys, has underwent flames of controversy from celebrities themselves regarding the alleged rigged system. The New York Post article, "Are the Grammys Rigged?" expresses issues arising from the award show. Celebs who've been snubbed by the Recording Academy have publicly blasted the award show, alleging that it's corrupt, sexist, and biased for the white man. A-list celebrities including Zayn Malik, Halsey, Justin Bieber, Nicki Minaj, and Kanye West shared their frustrated thoughts regarding the Grammy Awards being rigged and catering to favoritism. Deborah Duggan, the first female CEO of the Recording Academy, claimed that certain nominees were in the room while their categories were being voted on, which shows the possibility of tampering with these systems directly. While direct tampering with the systems is not as common in the K-pop industry, general popularity contributes to name recognition and the likeliness of winning awards or maintaining a positive public image. This can be seen when Blackpink's songs were competing against themselves in the 2019 GONE Chart Music Awards, expressing their popularity to the extent of no other competition at the time. K-pop idols themselves usually do not speak out against circumstances in which they felt suppressed, yet as shown in many articles regarding the Grammy Awards, many Western celebrities have voiced their opposition against these awards in their social media platforms. The industry's silencing of K-pop idols allows for favoritism and public opinion to dominate popularity and makes it more difficult to change these outcomes. While the Western industry calls out many instances of corruption that have already evolved into the music scene. It is no surprise that celebrities are often tricked into contract deals that leave out necessary details or are designed to benefit the industry rather than the individuals under a label or company. Although the contracts and work environments in the K-pop industry are often publicized, changes are rarely implemented to minimize the dangers of being overworked and bound by harmful contracts. A currently known scandal in the industry is the breaking up of K-pop girl group 50/50 due to some of the members' terminated contracts. In mid-June, 50/50 filed for temporary suspension of their exclusive contracts with the tract, citing violation of terms of the contract and a breakdown of trust. The members of 50/50 requested transparency in financial documents from their company Attract as well as health support. All previous members of 50/50 underwent many mistreatments from their label. Family members of 50/50 spoke to a Korean current affairs program unanswered questions about the extreme stress the girls had been under with the tract, alleging brutal monitoring and control of their every movement and their appearances and weight. The control over bodily autonomy by the industry is especially harmful for the younger generation who are usually the ones being trained, making them prone to further physical and mental health conditions. The K-pop trainee process proves to be incredibly strict, and the Western industry does not see this amount of cultivated planning with most celebrities. The 2018 CBC article by Jessica Wong brings attention to the many harsh implications of training and being a K-pop idol, as well as calling awareness to its deadly effects. Allowing for family members' perspectives is crucial since many idols are told to cut contact with their family and friends, usually at young ages in training. This can also be seen in Blackpink's documentary Light Up the Sky, where Rosé talks about missing her family during a time where they were not allowed to have direct contact.
My whole life changed. I dropped out of school. I had never even imagined myself living apart from my family. I hadn't even slept more than 2 weeks out of home.
Many people have turned to an interest in the idol life without truly looking into the contracts and rules they would have to follow, as well as it being impossible to know all the requirements and implications ahead of time. For example, many Korean students in primary and secondary schools are more inclined to develop a career as K-pop idols. The growing interest in pursuing K-pop as a career, especially in Korea, is due to the popularity of the field even beyond Korean audiences. The uncertainty of K-pop agency contracts can be seen in the results of final lineups for groups in the trainee process. Haruka is a Japanese trainee under Paved Lab, known for being a contestant on the survival show Are You Next, and she was in the pre-debut lineup of LE SSERAFIM, but never actually debuted. Haruka was featured in LE SSERAFIM's documentary, The World Is My Oyster. Within the documentary, the process of groups are revealed to be constantly changing, and it is not enough to be chosen before the group debuts. If you are a trainee supposedly in the lineup of a K-pop group, you could be cut at any given moment for varying reasons, such as health or simply not fitting the group's aesthetic. In LE SSERAFIM's documentary, Yoonjin said,
아무것도 확정이 안 되어 있었던 그런 상황이었단 말이에요. 그래서 앞으로 어떻게 될지 아무도 모르는 상황이어서 많이 불안해했을 것 같아요. 이런 데뷔도 처음이고 어리기도 하고.
It is unknown why Haruka was not chosen in LE SSERAFIM's final lineup, but her appearance in HYBE's documentary suggested that she would be seen in another competition. She was a contestant in HYBE's Are You Next, but was eliminated as well. The transparency, but also ambiguity of HYBE to reveal Haruka's cut from LE SSERAFIM's final lineup exposes the harsh reality of extensively training while not being guaranteed a spot in the industry. The real-life dangers of K-pop work environments are also depicted in some Korean dramas. In the fictionalized Korean drama, Doona, Bae Suzy, a South Korean singer and actress, plays the role of Lee Doona, who is an ex-member of K-pop girl group Dream Suite. The show depicts Doona as struggling to keep up with the other members in terms of performance and fame, especially when she is forced to go on stage and eventually passes out since her anxiety has not been taken seriously. As Doona is no longer an active K-pop idol for some time, she seems to lose her sense of identity and motivation due to the stress she has been put under. The fictional plot of an idol quitting a group based on mistreatment from the company and the industry as a whole mirrors the real-life implications of the harsh work expectations of idols. This is especially emphasized through the casting of Bae Suzy and how she has experienced the idol industry firsthand, though she has not completely spoken out against it. Although Lee Doona is fictional, its implications through showing the struggles of K-pop idols allude to what the real-life stars most likely endure in the industry. Britney Spears' situation is a well-known case of rights being stripped from musicians in the Western industry. The New Yorker's article Britney Spears' Conservatorship Nightmare explains, Spears, who is 39, has spent the past 13 years living under a conservatorship, a legal structure in which a person's personal, economic, and legal decision-making power is ceded to others. The arrangement is intended for people who cannot take care of themselves. Britney has been placed under 72-hour observation in a psychiatric hospital due to actions such as shaving her head and attacking the paparazzi with an umbrella, which prompted her father's petition for a conservatorship. Spears' father, Jamie Spears, had control over her spendings, communication, and decisions since 2008. The legal agreement came to an end in November 2021, 13 years later, and although it was considered permanent, Spears had the ability to end this agreement by petitioning to the court to terminate the conservatorship. However, the reason why she may not have took such actions is because she may not have understood the process or implications of doing so. Graham Dodds, conservatorship attorney at Barr and Dodds Attorneys, speculates that Britney simply didn't understand her rights under California conservatorship law. He believes the case could reveal flaws in the California conservatorship system that must be addressed. More corruption seen in the K-pop industry also is emphasized in the accusations of the idols themselves. So Soojin was a former G-Idol member under Cube Entertainment but left the group in 2021 following bully accusations. The accusations have confused audiences, with conflicting sources and statements that put into question whether Soojin was truly innocent or not. Soojin's legal representatives at Baran Law Firm issued a statement claiming that there was not enough evidence to prove that Soojin did any other course of action/behavior besides witness statements, so the case was closed without legal conclusion. Her representative also added that Soojin at most used harsh words over the phone with the alleged victim, but had apologized. According to the official statement of Baran Law LLC, So was found not guilty by the school's Autonomous Committee for School Violence Countermeasures, but rather was discovered to have been a victim of bullying perpetrated by her seniors. Soojin recently made her solo debut in 2023, acting as a comeback in the industry after not being on any platform since 2021. Being a K-pop idol may insinuate certain situations like Soojin's incident, in which the idol is falsely accused of bullying and pushed out of the industry without proper transparency and actions from the companies, leaving audiences further conflicted on the idol's position in an incident. Though Soojin left Cube Entertainment on her own, the company's defending statements did not help clarify the situation, and the accusations along with the statements are still currently talked about, mostly remaining neutral as an audience regarding statements with the lack of information or certainty of these incidents is vital, as the full truth will never be completely revealed to the public.
My name is Natalie Spina, and I am a sophomore creative writer. I think artist management and development is one of the key differences between Western music and K-pop. The standards that they put on their idols is a lot harsher than I would say what Western media does. A lot of the idols go on intense diets, which ends up causing them to develop really bad mental health issues in their future. While yes, this happens in Western media, it's not as normalized as it is in K-pop. The fact that K-pop idols put on an image to become popular, like there might be the cute one, there might be the attractive one, the funny one, but I feel like in a lot of Western groups, what they're trying to do is to be themselves. I think the difference between K-pop fans and Western music fans stems from the fact that a lot of Western fans are there for the music rather than the personality. They're not necessarily interested in a lot of the personalities of their musical artists. They don't care what they ate for breakfast. They don't care who their friends are. They don't care what they're doing on a daily. And I just think that a lot of fans of Western music don't feel the need to baby their musicians. They don't feel the need to even know more about them. They're just there to listen to music.
My name is Kayla and I'm a 10th grader. For the K-pop industry, it's more tightly managed than in like the Western music industry. For Western music artists, they are allowed to like freely date and they are more like kind of more open, I guess, with their lives, and like it's not as overly obsessive with like their fandoms and stuff. But for K-pop artists, I guess they're managed more tightly because of how their fans react to them. From marketing for K-pop it's a lot about visuals. I feel like K-pop is very interested in like the visuals of their artists, and most people buy albums not for the music or anything, but because the albums are usually like photo books and photo cards that you can collect. Whereas I feel like if anyone were to buy like Western music artists albums, they would do it mainly for the music. For Western artists, it's more gradual, like they have like some kind of origin story, I guess. But for K-pop groups, I feel like it takes years of them training before they can even get spotlighted. But when they do debut, they usually get like popular quickly.
K-pop's rising global popularity has contributed to the publicization of the industry's corrupt effects based on favoritism, beauty standards, and work environments. The Western music industry highlights distinct challenges compared to the K-pop industry, with K-pop's influence being deeply ingrained in cultural contexts. Within K-pop, beauty ideals are heavily influenced by the cultural preference for a cute aesthetic. Cosmetic surgery, popularized in South Korea, is commonly pursued by idols to meet these standards. In contrast, Western beauty standards are more influenced by the industry and media. However, both sets of standards contribute to the objectification of celebrities and distort audience perceptions of celebrity life, particularly regarding visuals and aesthetics. The construction of K-pop groups and management often lead to favoritism towards certain members, while Western favoritism is mainly evident in award shows and post-fame fallout. In K-pop, fans tend to pick favorite members based on factors like visuals and popularity, affecting how companies treat them. Ethnicity also plays a role, with non-Korean members sometimes facing mistreatment. Unlike Western celebrities who may speak out against favoritism, in K-pop, it's typically addressed by media or external sources rather than the idols themselves. K-pop careers are often bound by exploitative contracts, especially during the rigorous trainee process, which restricts contact with family and friends and regulates diets and lifestyles. Idols may experience controlling behavior from their labels once they debut. Unlike Western celebrities who are more likely to defend themselves publicly, K-pop idols are less likely to speak out about their situations. Legal cases in both industries are less publicized, but in K-pop, they often involve contract disputes and exploitation, leading to group breakups. In contrast, Western celebrities typically face media scrutiny and public perception challenges. In order to dismantle harmful beauty standards, favoritism, and culturally rooted work environments in K-pop, audiences must see beyond glorified media and understand the industry's realities. Unlike the Western industry where celebrities like Britney Spears have spoken out against hardships, K-pop's complexities need further examination. Audiences should reject unattainable standards and misinformation, fostering respect for celebrities while acknowledging industry flaws. K-pop's global influence highlights the need for change in beauty standards and work environments to prevent ongoing exploitation of celebrities and misrepresentation in media consumption. Both K-pop and Western industries must prioritize fair treatment of workers to uphold positive cultural influences and dispel misconceptions about celebrity life.